For the longest time, the web has kind of had a speed limit. We've built some incredible things, sure, but we've always hit this ceiling when it comes to really demanding graphics and computation. Well, today we're going to talk about the technology that's about to completely shatter that ceiling, WebGPU. So I want you to just think about this for a second. Could a simple browser tab, yeah, the same one you use for your email, actually deliver the same kind of graphical horsepower as a high-end gaming console or a powerful desktop app? For the first time ever, the answer is starting to look like a definite yes. We are at a genuine turning point here. A brand new standard has arrived that fundamentally redefines what's even possible inside your browser. This really marks the beginning of the next generation web and a whole new era of what we can experience online.
Okay, so for years, the reigning champ of web graphics was WebGL. It was absolutely revolutionary for its time, but let's be honest, it's really showing its age now. The best way to think about it is like a slow, kind of clunky translator. See, modern graphics cards, your GPU, they speak these super advanced languages like Vulkan, Metal, and Direct3D 12. These are the native tongues of high-end games and pro apps. WebGL, because it's based on older standards, had to translate every single request. That created a ton of overhead and just left so much performance on the table. WebGPU, on the other hand, it was built from day one to speak their language natively. And that limitation is exactly why the web needed a true successor to WebGL. It couldn't just be a simple update. No, this required a complete reimagining. Something built from the ground up to really harness the power of the hardware we all have in our machines today. What's really wild is who actually built this thing. This isn't just one company's little pet project. Oh no. WebGPU is the result of a massive collaboration, almost like a council of tech giants. I mean, when you see huge rivals like Apple, Google, Mozilla, and Microsoft all working together on one single standard, you just know something truly foundational is happening.
So what is it exactly? Well, the official definition says it's an API for performing operations on a GPU. But the key phrase, the one that matters, is designed from the ground up. This is not an evolution of WebGL. Nope, it's a revolution. It completely throws out the old rulebook to give web developers this unprecedented access to the raw power of your graphics hardware. Okay, so how does it unlock all this power? The answer isn't magic, but it sure feels like it. It's all about fundamentally changing the conversation between the browser and the hardware. It's about, speaking the right language. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. WebGPU isn't trying to reinvent the wheel. It's taking all the best, most efficient ideas from the native APIs that power today's biggest games and professional apps, and it's bringing them right into a standard, secure web environment. It's basically giving the browser the same high-performance playbook that native apps have had for years. This new level of control is absolutely key. Instead of that old, high-level translator approach, WebGPU gives developers a direct line to the hardware. You can think of it like a chef having direct access to all the ingredients and tools in the kitchen, instead of having to shout instructions to an assistant. This direct workflow, it just cuts out the middleman, which drastically reduces overhead and boosts efficiency. And that is the whole point, right? By speaking the GPU's native language, WebGPU unlocks a level of performance that was impossible on the web until now. This isn't some small, incremental improvement. We're talking about opening up entirely new possibilities. So let's take a look at what we can actually do with all this power. All right, let's start with the most obvious one. We are talking about rich, complex, 3D games with advanced lighting and thousands of objects all running butter smooth right there in a browser tab. Demos like the Sponza Palace scene, they show a night and day difference, delivering near-native performance without you ever having to download or install a thing. But hey, it is not just about pretty pictures. WebGPU is an absolute beast for general-purpose computation. We're seeing more than a 3-fold improvement in machine learning performance. What that means is complex AI models, like the Web Stable Diffusion Image Generator, can now run entirely on your local machine, inside your browser, with zero data ever sent to a server. That's huge. And what about data? Oh man, with WebGPU, developers can build these interactive charts that render literally millions of data points at a fluid 60 frames per second. This just turns these massive, complex data sets into something you can actually explore and play with in real time. And this even pushes into the world of science. We're seeing real-time fluid dynamics, complex particle simulations, and all these other scientific models that used to require specialized desktop software, now running live on a simple web page. So look, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky, futuristic idea.
What we've just seen is the new reality of what's possible online, and it's happening today. The tools are here, the power is here, and everybody's already jumping on board.
And for developers, the best part is the transition is being made incredibly easy. All the biggest creative libraries on the web, we're talking Babylon.js, Three.js, PlayCanvas, TensorFlow.js, they're all integrating WebGPU. Get this, in some cases, switching a project over to get these massive performance gains can be as simple as changing a single line of code. It's incredible.
And best of all, this isn't some experimental feature you have to go hunt for. WebGPU is already enabled by default in the latest versions of Chrome, Safari, and Firefox on both desktop and mobile. It is shipping right now to billions of users. The foundation has officially been laid.
And that, right there, brings us to the most exciting part of all this. A foundational new capability, this powerful new creator's canvas, has just been placed in the hands of millions of developers and artists all over the world. So the final and most important question isn't really about the technology itself, it's about what we're all going to create with it.
Now that the performance ceiling is just gone, what entirely new kinds of web experiences are going to emerge? What new forms of art and entertainment and productivity will be invented? That's the real question WebGPU leaves us with. The tools are here, the canvas is blank.